Welcome, wrestling fans, to a brand new episode of 360 Fanatic Unleashed. Finally. Yep, 360 Fanatic Unleashed is back. I finally brought it back. I've been thinking about it for quite a while, but could never actually get around to doing one. But finally, I have thought of something to talk about. I have thought of things to talk about actually, but I've never actually gotten around to doing the episodes. But I have now, and on this new episode of 360 Fanatic Unleashed, I'm going to be talking about the first 4 installments of Ring of Honor Final Battle since the 2002 edition of Final Battle will take place this Saturday. I'm going to talk about the first 4, of course. This year, 2022, is a complete different Ring of Honor, now owned by Tony Khan, AEW, I guess you could say. And if you want to hear me go over the card of this year's Ring of Honor Final Battle, I just did an episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic where I talked about the card for this Saturday's pay-per-view and also talked about this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. But to start things off on this episode of 360 Fanatic Unleashed, gonna go back to the first year of Ring of Honor, the very first Final Battle, which is Ring of Honor's flagship show, the main show, pretty much the WrestleMania of Ring of Honor. And let's talk about the first one, which took place December 28th, 2002, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Murphy Rec Center. The attendance is only around 500. Like I said, that was the first year, still within the first year of Ring of Honor, so they had some kind of small crowd still, which, I'm going to say Ring of Honor really had huge crowds, but they would eventually go on to have somewhat bigger crowds. The commentaries were Chris Lovey and Ray Murrow. And looking on CageMatch.net right now, it has a rating of 6.33. So let's get into it. Ring of Honor Final Battle 2002. But first, talk about the champions at the time. They only had 2 titles at the time, though. The Ring of Honor World Champion Xavier and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, The Prophecy, Christopher Daniels and Donovan Morgan. Now let's get into the card. Sorry about that delay. And there were some dark matches. Samoa Joe defeated the Outcast Killers in a handicap match. And the Prophecy, as I just mentioned them, defeated the Ring Crew Express. Homicide defeated Jay Lethal. Jay Briscoe defeated Ace Steel. CM Punk defeated Colt Cabana. Simply Luscious defeated Alexis Lurie in only 41 seconds. Very short match there. And we have a Dark Gauntlet match. Quiet Storm defeats Chris Divine and Conan. In a three-way scramble tag team match, Special K defeats the Hit Squad and the Backseat Boys. The Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships are on the line in the best two out of three falls match. The Prophecy, Christopher Daniels and Donovan Morgan defeat the SATs, Joel and Jose Maximo, 19 minutes 2 seconds. Eddie Guapo and Mace defeat the Carnage Crew. And Joey Fish defeated the Amazing Red. The ROH Championship is on the line as Xavier defeats Paul London, 17 minutes 5 seconds. And number one contendership trophy 4-way match. The American Dragon Bryan Danielson, Low Key, Samoa Joe, and Steve Corino goes to a time limit draw of 45 minutes. So that was the very first Ring of Honor final battle, which took place 2002. Once again, the CageMatch.net, the rating for this show, 6.33. Now let's go to the next year, 2003, for the second final battle, which was held December 27th, 2003. Once again from Philadelphia, but this time at the Pennsylvania National Guard Armory. Also for this year, the attendance went up quite a bit, up to 1,500. Chris Lovey and Ray Morrow on commentary again. And we have CageMatch.net, the current total rating as of right now, 8.38. And we have, in a singles match, Bryan Danielson defeating Jay Briscoe, 13 minutes, 36 seconds. John Walters defeating Xavier, 18 minutes, 25 seconds. A Field of Honor tournament final match. Matt Striker defeats BJ Whitmer, 18 minutes, 8 seconds. An ROH World Title match. Samoa Joe defending against Mark Briscoe, 14 minutes, 44 seconds. And in tag team action, CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Back during happier times, obviously. Defeat Turmeric Storm, Miyamoto, and Tomoka Hama, 16 minutes 34 seconds. And AJ Styles defeats Kaz Hayashi, 14 minutes 49 seconds. And that's definitely a match worth checking out if you can. And we have Kojima defeating Homicide, 13 minutes 11 seconds. We have an All Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team title match. Arashi and the Great Muta defeating the Prophecy, Christopher Daniels and Dan Maff, with Allison Danger in their corner, 16 minutes 5 seconds. So that was Final Battle 2003. Once again, 8.38 rating on cagematch.net. And now to the next year, 2004. Which took place December 26th, 2004. Once again from Philadelphia in the Pennsylvania National Guard Armory. This year, unfortunately, the crowd was a little down to 700. And the commentators, Jimmy Bauer and CM Punk. And this year, Final Battle gets a 7.21 rating on cagematch.net. And let's get into it. We have Jimmy Jacobs defeating Trent Acid, 6 minutes 1 second. Deranged and Lacey defeat Angel Dust and Becky Bayless, 7 minutes 39 seconds. Rockin' Rebel defeated Devin Moore, 4 minutes 24 seconds. Homicide with Julius Smokes defeat Josh Daniels, 11 minutes 20 seconds. The ROH Pure Championship is on the line. John Walters defends against Jimmy Rave, 11 minutes 31 seconds. Next up, we have a Fight Without Honor tag team match. BJ Whitmer and Dan Maff with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in their corner defeat the Carnage Crew with Mick Foley, 16 minutes 42 seconds. Jay Lethal defeats the Weapon of Mass Destruction #2, Chris Jericho. Sorry about that. El Generico. Don't know how I mixed those two up. With Prince Nana, 6 minutes 32 seconds. Bryan Danielson defeated Low Key via disqualification, 20 minutes 57 seconds. And in the main event of the evening for the ROH World Championship, Austin Aries defeated Samoa Joe to win the championship at 17 minutes 34 seconds. So very good card. Got a little bit of a lower rating than the 2003 edition though, but still a good card. I would say definitely worth checking out. If you can, I should say. Since Honor Club is no more, might be a little harder to find. And now, finally, we are up to Final Battle 2005. December 17th, 2005. This is the first one outside of Pennsylvania from Edison, New Jersey at the Iman Sports Club. The attendance was around 600. On commentary for this show, Dave Prazak and Lenny Leonard. And this one on CageMatch.net gets a 9.43 rating. The best one yet out of the first four I've talked about so far. And we have a dark tag team match. A couple of dark matches, I should say. Mitch Franklin and Smash Bradley defeating Bobby Dempsey and Derek Dempsey. Pele Primo defeats Shane Hagedorn. And then the main card, Jimmy Rave defeats Milano Collection AT 12 minutes 44 seconds. Colt Cabana defeated Azrael 7 minutes 18 seconds. ROH Pure Championship match, Nigel McGuinness defeats Claudio Castagnoli via disqualification, 14 minutes 36 seconds. Alex Shelley with Prince Nana defeats Steve Corino, 11 minutes 4 seconds. Four Corners Survival match, Jay Lethal defeats BJ Whitmer, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe, 15 minutes 1 second. Ricky Reyes with Julius Smokes defeated Davey Andrews, 2 minutes 19 seconds. The ROH World Tag Team Championship match, Generation Next, Austin Aries and Roderick Strong defeat Sal Raniero and Tony Mamaluke to win the tag team titles, 18 minutes 18 seconds. For the ROH World Championship, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson defeating Marufuji at 23 minutes 42 seconds. And in the main event for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship, Kenta defeated Low Key, 24 minutes 50 seconds. So that was Ring of Honor Final Battle 2005. Very good card there. Like I said, the CageMatch.net review, or rating I should say, 9.43. And that is the first 4 Ring of Honor Final Battle events. And like I said, I wanted to do another episode of Fanatic Unleashed because it has been quite a while since I have done one. And hopefully, now that I have finally done another episode, there will be more coming soon. What will I talk about? As of right now, I do not know. And maybe some watch with me's like I used to do. And hopefully may be having more episodes of that pretty soon, you never know. And more off Thursdays. And I'm sure we will have more unboxings. The December Pro Wrestling Crate should be coming soon. And I'm not sure when the next AEW All Elite Crate is, but when that does come, we'll be having an unboxing of that. So hopefully you might bring those other podcasts back too, besides 360 Wrestling Fanatic, the main podcast. And hey, if you have any suggestions or anything of an episode of Fanatic Unleashed, or a watch with me you want to see here on the podcast, you can email your suggestion at 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. I usually put the email in the description as well. And speaking of Final Battle, this Saturday, the first final battle under the new management owned by Tony Khan from All Elite Wrestling. Like I said on 360 Wrestling Fanatic, I hope to have a recap of Final Battle 2022 sometime this weekend, and make sure to listen to the preview I did of Final Battle on the newest episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I recorded just a little bit before this, that is available now on Spreaker and wherever else you can listen to podcasts. Thank you for listening to this episode of 360 Wrestling, or 360 Fanatic Unleashed, Like I said, it has been quite a while since I have done Fanatic Unleashed, but hopefully it won't be as long before the next episode, and hopefully I'll find something good to talk about, maybe a past show to talk about, maybe talk about a certain wrestler or another pro wrestling topic that I can talk about on Unleashed. But thank you for listening to this new episode. It's definitely appreciated, and until the next one though, I am Lance and I am a wrestling fanatic.